What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I got the truck ready enough. Wasn't quite ready, but I got an email about a load and I needed to haul a load because I hadn't hauled one in a couple weeks. Been working on this truck and whatnot, so I decided to go try the truck out. I already got my plates and everything swapped over, and but I'm still working on the truck. I want to swap my headache rack and everything over before I started using it, and got some more little odds and ends, some minor things that I need to do to it. So anyway, I said, well, I'll go pick up the load. I cannot deliver it till the next week anyway. It's a Friday. I can't deliver the load till Monday. I'll come back and work on the truck. So anyway, on the way to pick up the load, the windshield wipers quit working. It was raining, and so that was not very pleasant. Anyway, got back, and I'm messing with the truck out here trying to figure out what's going on with the windshield wipers. I've got the windshield wipers unhooked right here. This is the plug that goes to them. And take note of this wire right here. We're going to come back to that in just a minute. That doesn't look factory to me. I don't have a clue where it goes, but it goes over in behind the HVAC box over there. I don't know why, but I don't think it's factory. But I got the whole inside of the truck in here tore apart, doing some testing, and I'll show you what's going on. Alright, here's the inside of the truck. So I started over here at the firewall connector, your pass through, and just trying to look and see if I seen anything rubbing on the clutch pedal, any of that. I pulled the bottom of the steering column off, looking down the steering column shaft, because this Volvo has telescopic tilt steering. So I was wondering if any chafing was going on that goes to your windshield wiper switch there. Did not see anything. I've got my meter grounded right there to the key. You just kind of got it plugged in there with that. And I've got the whole fuse panel out over there. This did this twice on the way up there. What happened was I was going down the road, and I was about halfway up there to pick up the load, and the windshield wipers quit. They were in the down position. I had them on, I think, intermediate or something, and it just happened to be in the down position. They never came back up. And then I hit the switch over here, nothing happened. And I said, well, it wasn't raining that hard, but I could have definitely used some windshield wipers. I said, well, I'm going to ease on up there. I'm already made it this far. I'll look at it when I get back. And so when I got up there, I pulled the fuse box off here, the panel, and I seen there was a blown fuse. And so I had pulled a fuse out of the sleeper HVAC back here, because I didn't need that. And whenever I touched the fuse to it, there was just a touch of a spark right there, and there shouldn't have been. So I just kind of pulled it back, and I thought I'd blown the fuse, but it didn't. So I tried to touch it again, and then it went in and it didn't blow. And so then the wipers worked about halfway back home, and I hit a big bump. And when I hit that big bump, the windshield wipers quit and stuck in the up position. So anyway, they have created a mess of wiring in here with all the stuff between whoever put this radio in and whatnot. So I just wanted to go back and look and see if there was anything up under here chafing, where they'd mess with these wires. And I pulled the fuse box out and found the wire that goes to that. And I was checking all these wires. This is a wire here that I've got pulled back out of this harness. That's the wire that goes through this harness, and I've tried to look at everything with a flashlight down in here the best that I can, all the way across, and I don't really see anything. I wiggled around the best that I could. I don't really see a problem there. So I've got my other end of my meter stuck in where the fuse goes here, and when I turn my meter to ohms, you can see there that that is a dead short to ground, just about. Usually when you touch your leads together, you get about 0.1 ohms or something, so that's almost a dead short to ground right there. So what I'm wondering is this wire that they've got going on outside here, I don't know what that's about that they got run over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut that wire and see if that solves a problem. I don't know what the wire goes to, but we're going to cut it, see if that solves our wiper problem, because they got to have some windshield wipers. Alright, here's the wire. Don't know where it goes, but it ain't going there no more. So we're going to see if that solved the problem. Well, it does not appear that that solved the issue. Yep, let me do some more looking. Alright guys, I'm not sure if you can see this or not, but this is a wiring diagram that I found on the internet. It's not 100% exact, but it is close of what's going on. I've got 12 volts coming from the fuse here, and this is circuit 384. I don't know why that's doing the camera like that, but anyway, it goes down to a splice right here. And then you have a couple wires that go to your wiper control module. You have a wire that goes to your wiper motor. And then you have power that goes to your switch on the steering column. And I have no idea which one of these wires the short is in, but I do know it is in the dash because I've disconnected everything outside and checked everything out there already, and through the pass-through connector in the cab. So I know it's blowing the fuse up here, and I'm going to take this splice apart right here. I finally located it, and so that's what I'm going to do in order to try to figure out which one of these wires from the splice, because these wires run everywhere in this dash, and this wiring harness in this dash is about the size of my arm, and it splits off and goes to like 2 different levels of the dash. And I'm probably going to get called a hack for the way I'm going about doing this, but whatever. I cut this wire right here. This is the wire coming from the fuse. This is where I cut it at. I checked this. This is fine. It does not blow the fuse when you cut this wire. So I needed to do this in order to follow this wire, because as I say, it's all down in the dash here. It was all on here, and I was able to cut some of these zip ties and get it pulled out. And so I followed it over to this compartment over here, and you see this factory splice right here. That's where this wire goes that I cut right there. It goes into this factory splice, and this is nothing but basically a crimp, looks like, with maybe a little solder, maybe not. Looks like it may have a little solder on it, and had some duct tape on it. That's the way the factory does it. So anyway, I'm going to take this splice apart right here, and I got to figure out which one of these wires the short is in, because as I say, I don't know, you see the size of that wiring harness down there. It's the size of my arm, and it splits. There's an upper and a lower here. This is the upper one, and then the other goes up under this. There's a panel up under here, and you can look up from the bottom and see. But so 2 of them come over here somewhere to the wiper control module that mounts right here, which I have removed. I got it right here. I unplugged it. That way I could see, you know, if it quit blowing the fuse when I unplugged it, I know it's something wrong with the wiper control module. Didn't make a difference. And as I say, you cannot see inside this wiring harness. You can see how it's all bundled up down in there. And I'm just doing the best I can to try to locate the problem. And it's definitely aggravating. So I'm going to take these apart and figure out which wire has actually got the short in it out of these 4 here. One of them's the power coming in, going right there. I know it's not that wire because I can see it. It's only a foot long. But so I got 2 going over here to the wiper control module. 1 goes outside to the wiper motor through the firewall connector, and 1 goes to the stalk switch right here. So I'm gonna take that splice apart and go from there. Alright guys, there's the splice that I just took apart right there. You can see the 5 wires up inside the dash. So I determined that it is 384A is the wire. These wires have numbers on them for circuit wire identification. So it's 384A. 384A goes to the steering column wiper switch, which is kind of what I said at the first video. But I've checked that and I didn't see anything. But I found the issue, and it is down at the bottom of the steering column. But I did not see it originally when I was looking. I was looking in this area here because this was strapped to this right here and didn't see anything. But I did not see You still can't see it. I'm gonna have to lay down on the floor here. If you look right here, I don't think you can see that on camera. The deal is, this bracket here kind of pivots. When you adjust the steering column, you look at that wire right there, how it's rubbing on that bracket. I don't know if I can get you around there and look or not. But I'm about 100% sure that's what's going on right there. I just can't get the camera angled. Let me cut this right here and bring it down maybe. Freaking truck tore all apart because one little electrical problem. Hate electrical. Hate it, hate it, hate it. Okay, now then we can get it down and turn it around, turn it over here, I think. And there's your culprit right there. You can see that wire where it's been rubbing through. Grounding out on that bracket. Yep, right there. That little nick in that wire. Alrighty. As I got her working again. We got high, we got low, we got intermediate. Alrighty. Here's where I spliced back together my 5 wires at in the dash there. I soldered them and put tape on them. That's about all I had it anyways. Here's where the wire cut. Soldered heat shrink tape on top of it for extra insulation. And man, I got a mess to put back together. Get that key off. If I get over here without stepping on everything. This here, I've taped it up and then taped electrical tape over the whole harness and then put some of this insulation tape that I had over there over the top of it as well, so that when I zip tie it back to this bracket here, hopefully it won't rub near as bad right there. I may put a little more tape on top of it just for safe. I don't have any wire loom, I don't believe. I might find something and put on there. Alright guys, I got everything stuck back together finally, a couple hours later. Glad I got all that wrapped up. This took a long time to find that. I should have found that quicker. But it was kind of hidden in a bad spot, or good spot, however you want to look at it. I never did figure out what the wire under the hood that goes across over there. I'm not going to worry about it. It's not causing any issues. So I don't know. I might look at it later. So I guess I'll go ahead and wrap this video up for the time being, and hopefully I won't run into too many more issues. I got to get everything swapped over out of the other truck and put in here. All of the stuff I usually carry with me, tools and whatnot, some water and oil and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys in the next video.